Can clown loaches live alone? Clown loaches are large schooling fish that do not like being kept alone. They should only be purchased in groups of 5 or 6, unless you're willing to risk the chance they'll spread their anger amongst your other occupants. Do clown loaches need friends? The clown loach is an exception among fish in that it needs to be cared for by a group. A single individual of this species will not feel secure without at least 6 friends nearby, and even then they're only likely going about 50% of their time. This means, if you have just 1 or 2 these guys hanging around your tank, expect them constantly feeling threatened as there isn't enough manpower when alone. Can a clown loach be kept alone? The clown loach is a colorful and active fish that should be kept in tanks with others of its own kind. If you want to keep this lucky species as an individual, they are more likely the largest among all other types, but don't worry, because it takes time for them grow up. Do clown loaches need to be in groups? The clown loach is one of the most peaceful freshwater fish you can find. It likes to form schools with other similar species, but will live alone if need be. Even though they prefer living in groups and enjoy playing games together just as much, or perhaps even more than eating, sleeping away their days off, this doesn't mean that there aren't some rough spots when it comes time for housing these little guys. 4 or more should always be present so no individual gets left out. Can I keep 2 clown loaches? You should be aware that CL get upwards of 1-2 long and can approach 1-6. They need at least 5 to 6 friends in order to thrive, but choosing the right type will depend on your tank size. The 55G is not even enough for 1 loach. How many clown loaches should you have? The clown loach is an social, peaceful fish that often lives in groups. They are best kept with at least 5 other individuals for company, and to keep its confidence up when it feels threatened or shy enough not be aggressive towards others, but simply hide away instead. If you own less than this number of loaches, they will become very timid, which means only one thing: stay vigilant. Do clown loaches fight each other? http://www.youtube.com/watch v=h1giec3h7ha. Do loaches need to be in groups? Loaches are peaceful, gregarious fish that should be bought in groups of 6 or more. There's one for every aquarium. Most loach species can live well with others despite their differences, and many do not get along badly at all either. It just depends on the individual personality pairings within each group as to how they'll behave towards you when kept together. Do clown loaches clean tanks? With their fantastic coloration and curious nature, it's no surprise that clown loaches will be the talk of your tank. They're everywhere. These hardy fish can even find food hidden in nooks or behind decorations for those who keep them clean, not an easy task, considering how much these epic fighters love scavenging and fighting. The only downside: clown loach babies need plenty to eat. They often grow quite large before reaching adulthood, which may mean more maintenance costs down the line, but what isn't worth investing time into getting purebred? How big will a clown loach get? The clown loach is a long and sleek fish with an arched back that can reach up to 30 centimeters in length. They have prominently displayed dorsal surfaces, which are flat on top for control purposes, so they don't roll over when cornering at sea or slowing down quickly while chasing prey items like small baitfish off larger ones, such as herrings swimming past them too closely for comfort. The ventral side of this aquatic animal features large scales along its belly region, where most other types go blind. Can loaches live on their own? Coolie loaches are one of the most popular schooling fish here at Petco. They are not just social creatures, they also like to spend time with their friends. If you get a single coolie loach alone in an aquarium, it'll be too afraid and stay hidden away from everything else. But that's why we recommend keeping small groups, at least 3, so your pet can enjoy company without feeling lonely, or abandoned when left on its own for any length hours during day-to-day living activities such as cleaning up food scraps, etc. Which will make them happier overall? How long does it take a clown loach to reach full size? The clown loach is a generally small fish that can grow as long as 12 inches in captivity. In the wild, they typically measure 3 millimeters at birth and reach 1 inch within their first 6 weeks of life, though some have been recorded reaching 16 plus. You should expect your average loaches to be between 6-10 centimeters, or 2-4 when it reaches adulthood if you keep them indoors without any tank mates present, or added stressors, such like high temperatures, which might cause divisions among species' natural habitats due. How do I keep my clown loach happy? http://www.youtube.com/watch v = R0ca8xvne. Can you put clown loach with Oscars? The size difference between these fish can cause some problems. Oceans tend to be more laid back than most other types, but Oscars have been known not just handle large clown loaches well, in fact they seem pretty tolerate of it. If you get an Oscar alongside its young companions though, make sure that if one gets too big or active for its level, and every time this happens, there will always still another ready with which sorted out any disputes before things escalate into violence. If we're talking compatibility here, then I think everyone agrees. Smaller size varieties should probably stay away from mature plus established tanks unless tank mates know. What can clown loaches live with? Some of the best tank mates for clown loaches are bristlenose pleco, coolie loach neon tetra, cherry barb and tiger barbs. These fish can be found in many different types or families, so they will not feel lonely when paired up with one another. There's also a few others that make great companions, such as an angelfish. This species doesn't get too large, but it does have big eyes, which makes them stand out among all other animals on display here at your local pet store. You'll want to take note if any live plants happen reside within their domain, because those. How do you tell the difference between male and female clown loach? The clown loach is asexually dimorphic, meaning there are morphological differences between individuals of different sex in the same species. The females tend to be slightly plumper than males and their tail tips curves inward on male, whereas it has straight end for female's sake.